All right, let's get started with June 23rd, the week of June 23rd's review. We had 3 wins and 1 loss. Not bad. As you see, my handle on X is retrades with a Z at the end. Go follow me on X for more information. I update my positions, my swing trades, things I'm looking at throughout the week on there. And then free trading community, Corona Trading. The link will be in the bio of this video. It's in the link tree. First link at the top. Click it. Free to join. All right. So let's go start off on Monday because that was our first trade of the week. And so over the weekend, obviously, this is coming off of this is like the peak of the war news in here. So we had a gap down and a really nasty wick, and we were just we reclaimed it. We draw back down into it. We left an SMT, but then we had a really nasty wick here as well. But let's go over the trade that I took and why we took it. So let's zoom in here. This is on ES. Alright. So this is the 9:30 open candle. Fat candle to the downside. This was 85 points straight off open. Now you might be thinking like, wow, why did he long off that? Well, you'll see why. This is our Monday projection, our Monday morning's projection. I think we left an SMT in here as well. No, we did not. We did not leave an SMT in here. But this was the projection. You would have done this on ES as well. It would have been something like this. So we got down to 3.5. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. But on NQ, the projections don't always line up perfectly, but when they do, that's how you know they're even higher probability, and that you should definitely be looking to take a trade. But this trade was out of the norm. As you can see, a 1.6 R. That's irregular for me, I would say, but this is why we took it. Go to the 3. This is exactly why. We left the first presented gap of Monday inside of this area, which was the area that I was looking to be inversed on the 3-minute. So we had a sweep. We left the SMT at -2. So this is where I'm looking for reversals. I'm not looking for shorts here. There's no reason to look for shorts here. If we invalidate, this candle probably closes down here, and then we just continue, and then I'm like, okay, now we have to wait for -4 if we want to catch reversal, or shorts are going to be the move for the day. But that's not what happened. We inversed this 3-minute IFVG. I entered on the tap. I went BE at the internal, and then I took profit at Asia highs. It's very simple. That's all it took. Obviously 1.6 R. And so yeah, that was Monday's trade. This was why this Monday projection. So the reason why this projection works, we swept out this little pre-market high. This was the high in pre-market. We swept it out. That leaves us a breaker to project. After we close down here, we're like, okay, let's project this. Let's see what we're looking at. Oh, we left the SMT at -2. Let's look for longs. That was the reasoning behind that. It's that simple. And then we have some more. We projected this leg here. Got to -4 where we reaccumulated. We projected another leg where we got to -4 and we reaccumulated. And then what was our next trading day? Let me look. Here's my lovely calendar that I traded. We took a loss on Wednesday. So let's go look at Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. So I was extremely bullish, but so this is where we're going to look at a mistake. This is where we're going to make a mistake here. It happens. So this was the midnight projection that I used. The reason why is because this was the last leg that manipulated midnight. Actually, I already have it right here. Midnight price. We manipulated it. We left the SMT. We're going to project this leg. If we go on the 5-minute, it'll be a little cleaner. We're going to project this leg down that manipulated midnight. If this manipulated this low, then we would have projected this one, but it didn't. So this was the one that left the low, so we projected that one. We got to -2. We kind of reaccumulated. We got to -4. Where we reversed. Let me see if there's an SMT. No, there was not a clean SMT. But see, that's why I made a mistake. So what I was looking for was more longs. This is just a bad trade. So yeah, took an L on Wednesday. What I was looking for, like we closed way below this, but then we were looking to inverse the first presented gap, and so I was like, okay, if we reverse the first presented gap, if we inverse it, then we're gonna have more inversions on maybe the 2, the 1, the 3, one of them, and we could look for longs. I answered prematurely, took a loss. Then we project some more key time frame openings. This was the 10 a.m. the 4-hour open manipulation. Yep. So we Wednesday. So we projected this. You can use this wick if you want. It really just depends like what's going on. I like to usually do the breaker. So this is your breaker. That's your low. So it's really up to you, but we can do it here. It didn't really change it much. We got to -2.5 where we left a big SMT across this little area of liquidity. As we can see, this ES got way underneath these lows, NQ never did. So obviously this is at 1 p.m. I was not looking for a trade no longer, but this would have been a valid trade. Although your take profit would have been a little strange. You would have probably been projecting something like this. So you would have taken it off like right here, which we hit it at 4, right at close. So that could have been a trade. So then we fast forward to Thursday where we hit another banger. Basically the same trade as Monday. So what we're looking for is our midnight projection. Why did we project this leg? We manipulated midnight. So sometimes you draw it this way, sometimes you draw it this way. It really just depends like what the market's giving you. In this case, you could have done either. But this one lines up really well with our highs right here. But 9 times out of 10, I'm drawing it like this. And why did we use this? So this was so we're climbing up here. We create our midnight price, which is marked right here. We manipulate. This low gets swept. That low gets swept right there. So therefore, this does not go here. It's not right. Now in this case, it's not that big of a deal because it's like what, a point? Yeah, a point. So doesn't really matter in this case. But if you want to learn how to draw your projections properly, this would have been a projection, and then this also would have been a projection. And you can see the -2 lines up with the -4. So if you're trading Asia, if you're trading London overnight, this was a trade. I know BD, shout out BD, he put me on to standard deviation. BD Dump Truck, you can find him on X. He probably would have traded this because he is like a night owl, dude. He's like a beast. But anyway, let's move on to why we took a trade. Let's go to 3 minute. Let's go to open. So this is what I was looking at this morning. So we're completing our midnight projection. We're hitting -4 of our midnight projection. Important. That's where you're going to be looking. Okay, I think we're going to manipulate some lows now before we go higher. Because I'm bullish. I was bullish this whole week. It just makes sense. I mean, we're just completely ripping. So we have a fat SMT yet again. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. Thursday we had the fat SMT. So ES never got below midnight price. Midnight price is down here on ES. Never got below it. So that's a nice SMT right there. So we stopped here. We stopped at Tuesday's first presented gap. And on NQ, we literally just sunk all the way down. We hit -2.5. We left an SMT in -2.5 yet again. We'll just use this low. Yet again an SMT, man, every single time. Hopefully you guys are starting to see this pattern here. While we are tapping off of midnight, we're delivering out of discount, out of our midnight range. Well, out of our daily open, really. Daily open was down here. So we're delivering out of discount. And what I was looking for was some confirmation to go long. If we go on the 2 minute, I think I did the 2 minute today. It really just depends. Whichever is the first presented highest time frame inverse is what I'm going to use. So I marked out this FEG, right? This was an important FEG to me because this was the first 2 minute that I got left. This is where our Wednesday, this is where our first presented gap was. So that tells me that this is an important area. And I'm looking to inverse this if I want to go long. So on the 2 minute, this got inversed. We had the CISD. I entered when we inversed this, the first presented gap. It was a late entry. We were ripping. So I got in like a little bit higher than I would have liked. But then what we're targeting here is we have our manipulation leg right here. This one. This is a higher time frame manipulation that I'm looking at. This puts us at all-time highs. But we're looking at this right here. -2 lines up with, what is this, pre-market high. We had no London or Asia highs left, so we had pre-market high. Took the trade, 3 RR, banged it. I mean, how long were we in this trade? 32 minutes. Sweet. It's that easy, folks. And then the rest of the day, we just went up. I guess that simple. And then look, our high time frame projection, -2, we started to reaccumulate. We shot up a little bit. Of our midnight projection for Friday, we inversed at -4 of the midnight projection on Friday. It happens every single time. Every single time. And if it doesn't happen, don't trade. It's that simple. So, what are we looking for on Friday? Well, we had our down leg, our manipulation was open, just wicked this. As soon as this candle closed, I'm like, all right, longs. We hit our -4 of our morning projection. We did not leave an SMT. On ES, it was a little different on ES. Wait, no, this was for the afternoon projection. We're not there yet. I'll show you guys the afternoon projection. So on the morning projection, I'm now looking at this. I'm like, okay, here's our first presented gap on Wednesday. Here's our first presented gap on Wednesday. We did not have any 2 minute FEGs or 3 minute FEGs. So we had our first presented gap right here. We closed below it, then we closed above it. This was a little weird because I had initially taken a trade off the first presented gap and my stop was down here. But when we closed beneath the first presented gap, I'm like, okay, let me just close this trade. I'll just wait for a double confirmation. Well, we shot up and I'm like, okay, we're going long. I don't need any more confirmation here. The -4 of our morning projection and our new standard deviations is telling me that it's safe to go long. So we went long, basically the same setup again. This one was for 66 points. I think I held a runner up to -2, but I don't really usually mark that because it's like 1 micro left if I do. But 3.4 RR, where look at this. Of our morning projection, that our target from our open manipulation, our morning projection, -2 SMT. Nope, did not want to touch that. -2 SMT right here. Bink. This was when Trump said that we're like terminating our trade talks with Canada because they pulled some bullshit. Who knows? I have no idea. But SMT at -2.5 tanked it. Guess what? -2.5 reversal. It happens every single time, guys. This was a little insight of the week into my week. Like I said, 3 wins, 1 loss. My handle's retrades on X. Free trading community chrono trading. Link in this bio. Hopefully you guys took something from this. If you have questions, join the Discord. It's free, like I said. Ask me questions. I'm there updating my positions, telling you guys what I'm seeing day in and day out. How standard deviation and SMT is super precise, logical, and effective. Show you that every day. Same thing on X. Yeah. Have a good one.